Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Rules can be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Never force anything. And if you're new to the channel, also know that I don't do really short readings. They're a little bit longer because I look at the shadows. I look at the spiritual blocks, not just what's going on the surface. Like what's going on the surface would be, what does your person think about you? What did they do? What are they going to do? I like to look and see the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see what karmic themes play out within your experience, because every single relationship, you have the potential to create changes in the relationship, and that's by changing certain behaviorisms and habits that you have. A lot of times we don't realize that the spiritual block that we have was created from an experience that we went through, and that just because we're out of that experience, that trauma hasn't remained. We may notice, oh, well, I notice that I have anxiety now, or I notice that I have depression, or I notice that I have a numbing feeling. There's usually a physical sensation or a physical awareness of changes that have happened. However, on a psychological and an emotional level, we're not aware. So I like to create awareness for you to be able to see how you contribute to the undesirable life experiences that unplay as the karmic themes, and what you can do to shape shift your situation. So we will look at person's intentions. We will look and see again how they truly feel, what the hidden truths are, but then what the inner child wounds are and the shadow wounds. So just follow me. Like you'll once you begin to watch, you'll understand. I just like to put that out there because the readings are just a little bit longer, because we go deeper into the situations in order to help you see a wider perception of your situation, which allows you to become unstuck. See, when we get stuck, it's usually because we're stuck in a perception and a perception of our situation that makes us feel bad about ourselves, about the situation. It creates an imbalance. An imbalance could be where we're stuck up in our head, where we're thinking about it all the time. And that creates a lot of emotions. And so much thinking creates like freezing. We don't do anything. We don't do anything. So we tend to then, if we don't do anything, then obviously nothing will happen. But if we do something, then usually the behaviorism is sabotaging. We can't get help but to get in our own way, or we're dealing with someone that gets in their own way, and that triggers our wounds. So being able to see things from a different perception is not only healing, but it's empowering, because you begin to see that you can actually make the changes in your relationship to create balance. A lot of times that's what soulmate relationships are. 90% of the time, yes, we do attract karmic mates, people that come into our life, which are considered soulmates, but karma is not good or bad. We associate it with bad because of, again, the pain that tends to come from behaviorisms and habits that are sabotaging. All right. So without further ado, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, by the way, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video always comes from my Psychic Soul Healer Oracle desk. That comes with a downloadable workbook, as well as a tangible workbook. And this is the Christian version, and I also have a regular version. Regular version is a little bit longer. You see, that's the card. I'm going to put it down. But the workbook has over 100 different shadow healing exercises in it. And it also has a bunch of different like ways to use, how to use the cards. And then you'll also see all these different oracle spreads. So what you'll see is card spread for healing trauma, card spread for mental health, card spread for self-exploration. Card spread for healing, dark night of the soul, and a dark night of the soul exercise, like all different exercises. But this workbook doesn't just teach you how to heal through shadow healing, but it also has the modalities, like I said, clinical ones, such as reframing exercises and reparenting exercises and body scans to figure out where you're holding on to that stagnant energy and how to integrate that energy. If we don't have awareness of what the block is, we can't integrate it. So it teaches you through helping you to dive deep within inside of yourself through the different oracle spreads. And when you do this type of work, what you'll notice is you will deepen your meditation and reflection practices, because now you're diving deep. So you have a lot to focus on, and your intuitive, the higher self within inside of you will guide you to more healing. And the universe also then conspires to bring you things that you need to heal, because it's fresh in your awareness, because you're doing the work. This oracle system also teaches you how to develop your psychic abilities more, because when you heal, you're actually clearing a new and different perception. And what is psychic ability? Psychic ability is when you're able to pick up different energies from different places, whether from your senses. And when you're doing healing work, you wind up opening up your psychic abilities more, that you don't even realize, because your mind's a muscle, your brain's a muscle. The more you use it, especially to do healing work, the more expansive it becomes, the more intuitive it becomes. Just the same way as if you went to a lot of different schools, you went to 5 years of to become a doctorate, to become a doctor, you and to get your doctorate degree, your mind would excel in those areas of study, because again, you're using it. And when you use it, it's like a regular muscle. Okay, so empathy and sensitivity. That's how we're going to open up your reading. And I feel, Virgo, that unfortunately, many people used your sensitivity against you. They thought it was weakness, and people are eventually going to see a different side of you. And I think that they already do see a different side of you. However, most people don't like to treat people differently, because then they'd have to look at themselves and do the inner work themselves. Because if they perceived you as weaker, well, then they're seeing a different version of you, then clearly they have to then say, well, then why did I see that person as weaker? And what does that say about me? Most people are not willing to even go that far. So I feel as if, like I said, your energy is like you're a healer. You're someone that is highly sensitive. You're someone that does put yourself in other people's shoes. Most people don't do that for you. And so there has been a lot of great imbalance. And I'm feeling, for whatever reason, you're making changes within your life. And people are going to become more intuitive that you're making these changes within inside of your life. They see that you're choosing you first, and it's triggering them, because they can see what you can't see about yourself. See, I believe, Virgo, that you are an unhealed healer. You are a wounded healer, and a wounded healer is someone that knows what other people need, goes out and does it, makes other people feel good, and then is left dry. And it left dry because, again, you still need to be fed. You need people to, give to you too. It's not a one-way street. And so this normally happens because we grow up in an environment that taught us. So we're going to do the reading a little bit differently now, because it's, again, this is how your reading's going to open up to this. Your part of the reading which I should have mentioned, the card that I picked that you're going to put in your description bar is also how I open up your reading. If you're new to my channel and you didn't know that. And normally I like to look at the hidden truths, but today I'm being called to say, because this is really saying a lot about you, that you have an opportunity to make a lot of changes in your life. It's coming up. And people tended to view you through a certain way. And that was to be like to be a healer, but their version of being a healer is that you're self-sacrificing, that you never get your turn, that they get to use your resources for them, that they don't think about you, but you're supposed to think about them, that it's been a one side. And I believe that that has been a karmic theme in your life for a long time. It's made you a very good healer. However, it has kept you in a place of limitation and being stuck. So it's making me want to look at the inner child wounds. Not to be redundant, but that's what a lot that I got from that. And that's why, like I said, it's important because that's going to shape, the type of person that comes into your life, the type of behaviorisms that the person that's connected to you does, and how it triggers you and why it triggers you. So we have to look again, oppression. Didn't I say someone used your energy for their benefit? And that's the way that they did it. And that would make sure that you would not be able to excel in life, which kept you in a limited mindset of what you believe that you could have. Because you care about other people. Again, and then abandonment, which is, but then when you need something, no one was there. So when we grow up in an environment where our parents really can't be there, whether they're sick, whether there's drugs, whether they're in bad relationships, whether there's just financial problems, then we don't get emotionally what we need. And however, if there's a lot of stress in the environment that we grew up in, which is what this looks like, Virgo, then you will try to fix it, to relieve the family of that, the extra burden. So the extra burden could be like, I worked all day, but now dinner needs to be made, the house needs to be cleaned, other things need, maybe you had other siblings that needed to be taken care of, and that meant your energy went towards, maintaining the house and not really creating yourself. So unconsciously, you were born sensitive already, but intuitively you began to become wired to being programmed to 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 believing that your environment created your safety. And so this was not done, like I said, on a logical, analytical way. But if the house was clean, the food was on the table, your siblings were taken care of, or whatever the responsibilities that were put on you were taken care of, you were seen as good. No one bothered you. But if you didn't do those things, there were consequences. So this is how, again, oppression, I keep you down and you stay with me and life is okay. Or if you rebel, then I'm going to like not be here for you. So that's a big, that's a big thing. So we have to say, okay, whoever you're gonna pull into your life, you have to be careful. And the reason why is because you're an unhealed healer. And that could just be because you haven't created enough of your own life yet. Like I said, if we haven't lived enough experiences yet, whatever the trauma that we went through, we haven't learned. We haven't seen a different perception of how life could be for us. So we wouldn't, be confident to make a choice into the unknown a lot of times. So let's look and see the shadow love cards, because again, um, you're a mirror of who, what comes into your life. This does not mean that you're a bad person. If you're an unhealed healer, it means that you're not aware of what you're deserving of. So struggle. So everything is a struggle, like with, like, I think not just the people that come into your life and how the relationship tends to unfold, that you feel that people might misunderstand you or tend to assume that you, they want you to do stuff for them, but that's from the distorted perception of what you've gone through. So relationships are difficult when you go into a relationship looking to see what somebody else is going to do. Like, so that you have to then plan and strategize instead of just being in the moment, in the here and now. Life is a struggle when we don't feel safe. And so what happens too is then we attract people that also have gone through similar experiences. And then just the relationship is a struggle because you're dealing with two people that are not healed. And so what they'll do is, it's again, they won't communicate and you won't communicate. I feel like shutting down emotionally is what tends to happen. It's a survival mechanism. If every time it's a struggle, and then that's going to trigger me to become emotional, and my emotions were used against me, even just to get me to do for other people, but even to make me feel bad for them, then I'm going to, like, again, detach. I'm going to be distant. I'm not emotionally going to allow myself to be emotionally manipulated. But see, we've gone into a relationship, and I feel like you entered into a relationship with someone that is emotionally distant. It's like they're distant because they're afraid to get involved. Relationships are difficult. And I think relationships are just difficult for you because of where you came from. And so again, childish. So well, we don't see horrible things here. What we see are, again, like a person acts childish. It's that they don't want to be committed. They want to play games. They want things their way, like what a child does. When a child goes into a candy store, they don't want just one piece. They want to be able to touch everything and grab everything, especially if it's colorful and they know what it is. It's like being childish is that it means I'm selfish. I only think about myself. Um, I have feelings for you, but I'm going to emotionally manipulate by being distant and creating, like, just it's a struggle. The way relationships, we can tell when we're in a good relationship is things are not a struggle all the time when we're with a person, and that's the thing. But that's the more that you can stay up in your head, with a person that creates games, well, then they keep you from moving forward. And then that's a way that they can use your empathy to their advantage, because I know that you have feelings for me. I know that you care for me. So that I would classify this as a soul mate, but a karmic mate. And the reason why is because I don't see horrible cards here. What I see is, again, someone that has been emotionally manipulated before, and they're not going to allow themselves to become emotionally manipulated, when meanwhile you're the one that has been emotionally manipulated your entire life to give. And that's why, again, you're dealing with somebody that is a mirror of who you are and what really needs to be healed and what it looks like from the outside, where you're like, okay, mine doesn't look like that. And spirit says, but your wound is the same, because by you, giving your energy to be okay and to be saved and to be liked and to be, like I said, okay, well, that's not standing on your own 2 feet. That's kind of being childish, because adults have their own opinions and they're able to say no, they're able to set boundaries, and that they know by now that it's okay, that they love themselves, that they put themselves first. That if the airplane's going down, we can't put oxygen on everyone else if we haven't put oxygen on ourselves. We need to put oxygen on ourselves first. Children don't want that. Children want, everything their way. So sometimes we have to be that parent. So we'll look at just 2 triggers. Woo. Okay, expectations. You have expectations with this person again, so because a soulmate, twin flame relationship, soulmate, past life, karmic mate, soulmate. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of the times, there's an intense attraction. There is like instantaneous like connection, like where the person feels like home, and they there is like a synergy and a chemistry that we would have expectation because the person's so nice. We feel that energy. We know that they like us. So, but the bottom line is you're wounded and they're wounded. So the expectation would leave you definitely in disappointment because the person is childish. They don't really know because they haven't healed. So they're just playing games. And excluded, like they, like again, which is distant, which is I'm going to not include you. I'm going to not, and that partially has nothing to do with you. That has to do with your person not feeling comfortable in who they are because of what they've gone through. So it's like they don't really participate as much in life where I feel like they would extend to you, hey, let's go here, let's go there. I feel like trauma does that. Trauma makes it so we don't go out and create a life where I feel like your person lives safe and then they would go out and then date. And then the person that they would date would turn into the same person, kind of like the same person that they dated before and the same person before. And those people that have that type of energy is the energy that, is give me, be the caretaker for the family, do right. And your person did that. That's how they got love and acceptance, but they didn't grow and create themselves because they were too busy playing that game within their family and then going into relationships and doing the same exact thing. Now they meet you, and this relationship is a deep relationship, but they're playing all these games because they have all this wounding from all the past relationships that they've done it to. And here it is, you were also the giver of your family. And so you're also on guard to be like, I want to see what you're giving. And I don't really see that you're giving anything. And so you're waiting, but you're looking for them not to do it, where it's again, that's, and they're looking for you also, what you're going to do. What are you going to give? And you're looking at them, well, what are you going to give? And neither person is giving anything. And so really everyone feels excluded because it's like no one wants to be emotionally vulnerable. So this is why spirit says, you're both acting like children. And that's why the expectations will never be, because this is not about that. I brought this person into your life because you both have been hurt by close people, in like people that you considered family, people that you considered and look and were taught to play a role unconsciously in that relationship. However, this person did come into your life and also try to do it with you. I don't know whether they're aware of it though. And a lot of times person isn't aware of it because what I see is not bad behavior. I see again childish, excluded, distant, expectations, struggle. You know what I mean? Like with all these are like behaviorisms. They're not like this person cheated, this person stole, this person lied, this person's talking about you. No, this person is again has feelings, but I believe because there when there's empathy and sensitivity, and you have two empaths that were the wounded healers, they obviously have that capability to tap into each other as they do to the family members that they were helping and the people that they cared about and everybody else, to the point that they didn't create enough of themselves. It's to learn. So like you said, I wish I could give you more. So this person does have feelings. They feel like they don't feel like they're enough. And they don't feel like they're enough because of, again, they've given a lot of their resources to outside people and situations instead of to this connection. And now what they're realizing is they would rather really be with you, but they don't really have anything, is what I feel. I am faced with constant reminders of you, yeah, because they realize that they've chosen the wrong path, and the wrong path, it wasn't really necessarily another person. It's just keeping certain people in their lives that they've outgrown, that don't contribute to their life. Remember, they have been that person that has been the caregiver, the healer, the giver of their family. That's a big role. You've also done that in your family. I feel like you don't want to do that. But the problem is that you learn that lesson, but you're still attracting someone into your life that has that. And you may say, well, why? It's because you haven't lived enough of your own life and you haven't passed the karmic test yet. The karmic test would be to have a person come in that mirrors this energy, and you then keep certain people in your life and do it and live a very codependent type of relationship where most of your energy goes towards people and most of their energy goes towards other people, and then whatever's left over, which is the breadcrumbs you and this person get, which is like not really, that's why spirit has brought this person into your life, I feel like, because it right now it's a past karmic made, because they need to learn the lesson in order to break the karmic lesson. If they don't, they stay a karmic. If they can evolve and heal, they can actually upgrade, and they can upgrade into like a twin flame, because this person has incarnated with you for many, many lifetimes. Your life kind of mirrors their life. And I'm not saying where if they're very book smart that you're book smart. That I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about their style, what they like to drive and the house that they live in, and their, persona. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the experiences that they went through that shaped them, that shaped the way that they think, and why they do and go so the extreme for other people. And now they're confronted in this situation, and you with you too, how your past experience mirrored theirs. And that's why you're being put in this position with this person. So you both haven't. What I see is that this person doesn't really want to let it go. They're realizing that this is a meaningful connection. They didn't realize that. I believe that they trusted the wrong people. Remember, people don't want you to change. When people have used your energy for their benefit, they don't want you to change. It's like, because once you change the dynamic of that, that means that they need to do more work. And most people are like, no, I was enjoying that you were giving me money, that you were, supporting me, that you were making my life easier, because then I was able to then buy more, have more freedom. Yeah, you didn't have, but it doesn't matter about you. And you never seemed to care anyway, because all I needed to do was blow a little smoke up your ass to make you feel like you were doing something special. And that's all that it required. But that's a survival mechanism from how this person grew up and how you grew up. And what was built in an environment that triggered our survival is going to be most likely what sabotages us. And that's what's happening. It is sabotaging, because this person actually wants to be with you and wants to give you more. But they're like, I have nothing to give because I'm drained. Obstacles. There's no real obstacles except for that this person really has to like set a boundary. They have to make a decision. And this is really what I'm feeling, because it's like, yeah, there's obstacles where they may be paying for things or have a business with other people, but nevertheless, it's like they can make the changes in there. Like I feel like they were frozen for a long time. There is something I am hiding from you, and that is again these people that they're still somehow supporting, like all these people that don't really have, their best interest at hand, and that's really what I believe your person is becoming aware of. So have to ask again, we know why you've attracted this person because you used to have this energy. And so being connected to this person ultimately suppresses them. And if they're going to continue to hide that they're taking care of other people and have other people that are going to drag them down, then this relationship is doomed. And I like there's a feeling like I feel as if they don't really want to deal with it. It's like they're sitting on the fence about it, and it's not because they don't have feelings. It's like they see what's happened. They see that they've gotten manipulated, but they also see that they would have to change everything, and they don't know if they can do that because they haven't invested enough time in you to even make that decision yet. And that's why they're like, I wish I could give you more now to try and figure it out, but I can't. And that's the power that those people that are connected to your person have because they chose to stay there. You're the one for me. We're twin souls, and that's what scares me the most. I'm seeing it all clearly now. Yeah, like I said, like they realize and they're realizing that a lot of the similarities that you have. Yes, in the beginning, I feel like they only saw the differences. However, I feel like now that you're in separation and they see that they've been manipulated and they see that they don't have any life and that they can't really give you anything and they really would rather try to pursue this relationship, they're like, you're my person on top of it. So I believe that your person's in a lot of pain right now. I believe that they're in a lot of pain, but unless they make that decision to be able to leave, and like I said, I'm not really, let's just, we will pull just to see what they're going to do from the tarot. I'm going to pull 3 cards to see because it's like, I'm curious. Now, this collective reading, some of you, like they will be strong, some of them won't be. I feel like your person's sitting on their fence. They want to leave, they just don't know how because the people in their environment have really kind of tricked them into like staying there. Because I don't think that and anyone signs up to say, yeah, I'm going to be here doing for you the whole time. I feel like they were like, oh, please help me. Oh, you need to help me. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to do that. And like, again, blew smoke up their ass to be like, oh, look how wonderful you are. Oh, look how great you are. And this was enough for your person for a very long time. It's not enough for them now. They see the difference. They're like, wait a minute. You're never asking me for anything. These people, again, always asking me for stuff. It's like these people take all my energy. You didn't want to do that. I didn't give you anything. Now I don't even have anything to give. Page of Wands. I like that because it's like I feel like your person is building momentum to leave. Energetic powerhouse is the Page of Wands. It means that they're like doing a lot of things, that their mind's moving, that they're making changes in their life. But I believe 3 of Cups, your person's leaving that situation. And the Devil reverse. So they are making changes in their life. However, it's like as soon as this person sees that your person is going to go out and like have fun, that you're going to celebrate, that things are going to, I believe that they are like, again, going to, that person, the people from the past come back into your person's life. And then there's the unhealthy patterns, which are like, they may fall prey, they may be manipulated back into. So your person really wants to leave, It's just they're not strong within themselves, and the separation between you and them, they miss you. They see the difference. They want to be with you. They want to be with you. However, they haven't invested enough time. And that's what I felt before. And I did feel like they're making changes, which is stirring up everybody in their environment because they're like, they know that your person's going to leave. However, it's like you said, I do feel like there's one in particular that knows how to pull the strings exceptionally well. And so, they could easily get stirred back in if you're not careful. So you're going to need to set extreme boundaries with this person. Don't give them everything that they want. Don't, because they haven't done the healing, enough healing is what I'm seeing. If they can fall back into unhealthy patterns after doing all this work, well, it's only because they didn't give you enough, and then you would assume that they really wanted a relationship and run back in really, really fast, and that would be bad. So we have to ask spirit, what is the healing energy? Because we know why you attracted this person, but how can we balance out this energy? Because like I said, this person is not 100% trustworthy yet. Being true. So it's about being true to you. I am true to myself. And when you're true to yourself, you'll be true to others. You remove the mask and you stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. And that's really what your person needs to do. You need to tell them, I feel like you need to be true to yourself and know that as long as this person's connected to other people and hasn't done their work, that they don't deserve a place in your life. And you need to tell this person, if you do have strong feelings for them and you do like want to give it a chance, you need to tell them, well, you need to be true to yourself. You're not being true to yourself. You need to let them know, that they still are looking to like hold on to certain people in their life and be in a relationship with you, and that means giving you less, because I mean there's only so much energy. So it would keep you in a place of less, but you would wind up having to give more, which is the same pattern that you grew up with, which is, it's very unfair. So, and the way that you can do this is you want to see action. You want to see that if they're living in a certain environment, that they're no longer live in that environment with those codependent people. You want to see before they're in a relationship with you that if they work among certain people, they have to change their job. They need to change something because they already know that keeping them stuck, connected, keeps them stuck in unhealthy patterns the way it would keep you stuck in unhealthy patterns. So that you can call them out on it. And that inevitably, I believe, because your person wants to do it, they're not strong enough to do it. They don't feel confident to do it. So they're going to come from a place of fear. And that place of fear is, well, I'm going to try and please everyone. But yeah, that's what you see is you can't. That's the unhealed healers. I'm going to heal, do it everywhere. No, you wind up chipping yourself. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo. You let me know whether you resonated with this. And if you did, give me a like, comment, and don't forget to write the word empathy in your comment bar. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.